I'm Strother from the Independent Trainers Podcast, and today I have my esteemed colleague, Rhea Coles. Today we're going to talk about something that's a little faux pas. We don't really usually hear about this in the media or on the internet. We're going to be talking about menopause. It's something that's really, really important for us to understand because 51% of our entire population is going to experience it at some point in their life. So get your pen and paper ready, and Rhea's going to educate you on how you're going to be spending 50% of your life. I think we got to start from the hellos again.
I know. Hello. Let's do a cheers with our purple drinks.
Cheers, mate.
All right, cheers, mate.
Thank you so much for never calling me out and imitating your accent.
That's
it's just so much fun.
Right, I know.
It's so much. You sound like a GPS to me because I'm a ridiculous American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a GPS?
No, but I sound like
If
I
you
have one
had
now.
one?
Yeah, yeah. Could you do
If
the
you had
voice?
one, it would be a British accent.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can you say turn left here for the viewers?
Turn left.
There you go.
You like that?
I like that.
Okay, so
That's
if you ever
great.
get a car, yeah.
I just want you to do my you've reached Strother Personal Technology. Please leave a message. I would
I've
love
done
you
that
to.
for people too, actually.
You've done voiceover
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Oh, so what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know what you got going on. You
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
You know what's happening.
Got to use it, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of where you're from, where are you from?
So, yeah, I grew up in Liverpool, but my parents are from Wales, hence the Welsh
Get
name.
outta here.
Rhiannon. Yeah.
Stefan's father, we just interviewed Stefan, is from Liverpool.
Get
His dad is
out.
from Liverpool.
I didn't know that.
Not a Liverpool fan.
Oh.
That's what I said.
Oh.
That's what I said. That's what
Oh
he.
dear.
I know. Are you a Liverpool fan?
People always ask me that, Liverpool or Everton, because there's two
Right.
teams, but I'm not a big fan. No, just like whatever.
All right.
But my dad and my brothers are big into Liverpool football team.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, not a big. But I love Liverpool. Growing up there was great. Absolutely great. Funny people.
I can imagine.
They have a great sense of humor.
Quite a lot of characters from Liverpool, apparently.
Oh yeah. Lots of comedians actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Loads.
Really?
Oh yeah, tons.
So
Can't
what-
even think of any off
It's like-
on the top of my head
None
right
of them
now, but
comes-
there are. There's lots.
None of them come to mind right now, but hilarious.
Yeah, but there's a lot.
That's great. So, okay.
So anyway,
Tell us about how you got over here.
So I actually got a job right out of college.
Really?
I did a degree in. So before I became a personal trainer, I was in fashion textiles. So I got a job immediately out of college. Got offered a job here by someone, but she was a nut job, and I hated it. So I worked for her. Anyway, only here for 3 months. That was in a long time ago, 1989. So
Oh, wow.
way back before you were even born.
I was totally born.
You were? Okay.
No, I was not born. No, you're right. I wasn't born yet.
So yeah, I mean, New York back then was
A little different.
a little different, let's just
Yeah,
say that.
Quite colorful.
It was very colorful. And so I had my experience in New York, didn't really like it. I wanted to go and live in Italy, so I did that. So I went out to live in Italy, worked for a textile studio there, 6 years, got a little bored, became a flight attendant, did something totally different, started traveling Caribbean all the time, met a bunch of people from like American Airlines and Delta and all that, and I never forget sitting one night it was in Jamaica, sitting at the bar with all these guys from all the different airlines and like knocking back drinks and all that. And I just said, you know what, if things don't work out with this job, I think I might try New York again. They were like, yeah, sure, you should do that. So I don't know why, but a month later, something, the universe, it just happened. Lost my job.
Manifested itself.
Yeah. Lost my job with that airline company, and they weren't doing so well, so they were getting rid of people. And I said, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity to try New York again. So went back home to visit my parents, and then just kind of picked up my portfolio, came out to New York. Long story short, the following year I got offered a job, and I came back, then I got sponsored. So I came here officially in 1997, and then the rest is history. I've been here ever since, apart from 1 year back in the UK in 2005 for a guy. It didn't work out, so I came got myself a job.
Never a great decision, no.
Nope, came right back, got myself a job. And then I'd always been that person so into fitness, like my entire life. started out doing dance and everything, and then, you know, that all developed into like more the fitness thing.
What kind of dance?
I started out when I was young doing like ballet, modern dance, tap, and then later years got into all the jazz dance stuff, you know.
Okay.
All that. Yeah.
Equipped with the jazz hands?
Yeah, jazz hands.
Okay.
So I got into that. And then, then really got into fitness. And like when I went to college, I was just like that person always like, you know, going to the local sports center and all that. So I developed that kind of like, I want to say my early 20s. And then when I was in Italy, I was, you know, started going regularly to a gym. And so that all just kept on, you know, becoming more and more of my passion. So when I was in fashion, you know, I just reached a point where I was so sick of it. And it was such a...
It happens a lot to fashion people, right? Yeah.
It's like backstabbing people, like,
It really
all the time.
is. Yeah.
Awful. So I just reached a point where I got thrown under the bus one day and...
Wow.
And got thrown under the bus by someone, and then I got fired the following week. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this industry. And that was it. I said, I want to do personal training.
So you wanted to, you know, basically starve and, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I started out
great.
from like zero. Luckily, the guy I was with at the time said, I'll support you, don't worry. So I was like, thank you very much. So he kind of helped me out. And then I started with Equinox, and then I just kind of went from there, and I've gone to various other gyms and so on, and just now it's like my 12th year.
Wow.
And I love what I do, and so
and
that's
we love
kind
you.
of,
You're like a little spark plug. Every time you see comments, oh, there it is. Like a little light just entered the gym. Because like a big part of our industry is your personality.
Yeah, huge, right?
I think that a big part of the industry is personality and a lot, but there's so much stress on the skill set. Like, what is your background, your pedigree? How many letters do you have on your name? But only other trainers really care about that. Right? Like your client,
we get hung up on that. It's true.
They don't give a shit about. They don't know what the NSCS or CS. They don't know what that shit stands for.
Exactly.
Maybe like a small percentage of, in my eye, I find. They just want to know that you take care of them and you care. And you have a great personality that can talk to you.
Exactly. And being able to, I said this the other day to someone, being able to read someone, and I find that has come with life, not just working in the industry for 12 years, but just life experience, having to deal with people from all walks of life. And, you know, having worked in, you know, the industry that I did before, you're just having to deal with people all the time.
Right.
And I think just being able to gauge someone, read them, and figure out how, you know, some people come in here feeling so intimidated, or
a lot of people.
A lot of people,
yeah, you're right.
And, you know, they struggle. I've had people where you can tell they just have their guard up, and they can actually be a bit mean towards you, like, what did I do wrong? Because I'm always that person, like you said, like bubbly personality, and like, I'm here to help you kind of thing. But I have experienced certain clients where they're just like acting a bit weird, and I have to like break down that wall, that guard, to be like, it's okay, like you can be yourself with me, you know.
Providing a safe space for them
exactly.
to be themselves.
And just get them to realize that, you know, it's okay, I'm here to help you kind of thing, you know, and work with them and work around those issues. But yeah, that's what I love about it. It's just like constant, and you said yourself the other day, right, in a post, like just being able to work with people and just experience, you know, different personalities all the time. It's such a great thing. I love it.
That's the real like skill set for a trainer, I believe.
Yeah.
The fact that you've had all of these experiences in other jobs is what makes you a great trainer.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got to condense and break down all those things you learned from like schooling and your experience and like working out.
Yeah.
So that someone can understand you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think that's what I feel like you do the best too. You're a really good communicator in the sense where you're totally congruent with what you say. When I teach other trainers about communication and connection, that's one of the key aspects of building rapport. Is that what you say with your body and what you say with your mouth lines up, and I believe you. And the tone just travels into my ears, and like, you know what, that all makes sense. I believe
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's part of creating a safe space.
Yeah, and just being really like your authentic self with someone, being genuine. Like I'm just not that kind of person that is super salesy and like I'm bubbly, but I come across that way because that's how I am as a person.
Right.
And I'm being genuine. I'm not just being that. Hi,
It's not
that's
put
not
on.
me. It's not
No.
put on. Yeah,
You
exactly.
really are like, hi, Lovey, how's it going? Because you're really excited to see your people.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that is like the key.
And I love what I do, and I
Right.
just love, like for me, I can't just stay home all day, with my doggy. It's like I have to get out and be like, just come here in the morning and, just seeing like happy smiley faces every day. It just kind of feeds my soul.
Right,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
I love coming to work and seeing people that love what
Yeah.
they do. So that's why I'm always excited when I see you.
Yeah.
You have a very unique path in fitness as it stands right now too. Like you're
Yeah.
working on a bunch of cool projects. One in particular that you were telling me about.
My online business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on launching.
Thank you. Thank you. It finally happened. Yeah, it was a long time in the making after, doing like a really intense marketing course. I still felt like I wasn't ready to like make it happen. And I was still learning so much and teaching myself a lot of stuff, especially the techie stuff.
Right.
But also, what did I want to teach women in my age group about what I've been experiencing? So menopause, it's such a taboo subject, I feel, and people don't really talk about it. Even for me, talking about it on social media, it was kind of tough at the beginning. It was like, can I say that word? But it should be something that's discussed because it hits you like a ton of bricks, and there's just not enough information out there to help women. And it is a really, really like horrible part of your, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to scare women. It's not that it's a horrible part of your life, but it's so life-changing, and it affects you not just physically but mentally, and you just go, what the hell's going on with my body right now?
Right.
So what I want to do is educate women about their bodies and what they're going to expect,
Right.
before it even happens. Because for me, it just kind of, it was like, why am I feeling so anxious? Like the anxiety was off the charts.
Wow.
Some days with mood swings, and as you know, I'm that happy, bubbly person. But I was like, why am I feeling this way? I don't understand it. Like I even went on antidepressants for all of 5 days, and I was like, they freaked me out. I was like, I don't want to be on anything that's going to mess up my system. So I
Yeah.
went off those really quickly. But it made me realize, like, okay, it's actually normal what I'm going through, but that's the problem. There's just not information out there readily available to women, so you have to do your own research.
Right.
So with my program, what I'm trying to do is like make women realize that you can learn about your body and help, learn about, your organs declining, how it affects your hormones, everything starts to become imbalanced. But how can you make those lifestyle shifts to, what's the word I'm trying to think of, to I can't think of the right, but like get over that,
Yeah.
to help diminish your symptoms. And also, there's so many risks for like heart disease, diabetes, osteoporosis. Just teaching women like how can you prevent those things from happening by making those lifestyle shifts. And it's not just about, ooh, let's eat healthy, ooh, let's exercise. There's so much more to it.
Right. I think that concept of menopause, like, I feel like men don't understand it either. They don't know how to navigate it, because like it isn't talked about.
Nope,
It's not talked about, and I think that this is so important. This is an inevitable part of your life as a human being.
Yeah.
Either you're going to interact with someone with menopause, or you're going to experience menopause yourself.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the psychological things that you could help? Some tips that you can give people based on your own experience?
Yeah. So I learned it the hard way, and I was kind of like, God, I need to help women, especially those women that aren't like me, coming to the gym on a regular basis. That, like for me, I feel happy. I'm thriving when I'm in the gym. It makes me feel good. I love cooking. I love everything about nutrition. For me, it's just a part of my life.
Right.
But I feel like there's many women that have no clue about that.
Right.
And they feel like they've reached that point. They're like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm feeling shitty every day. I'm not sleeping. Sleep huge factor.
On top of like not eating right, not exercising,
Yeah, and
having a
then,
lifestyle that's not conducive to how they feel.
Yeah, exactly. So women not understanding that their lifestyle is greatly affecting their sleep patterns. So it's like you go to bed, you're waking up like every few hours in like a pool of sweat. Like it sucks.
Wow.
You wake up the next day, and then it has a knock-on effect with all your hormones, your cortisol levels.
Right.
The stress hormone is elevated. It messes up insulin levels, your hunger hormone, you want to eat more shitty food. Like it just has such a knock-on effect. So what I'm trying to teach women is like, if you get everything in check with your eating correctly and exercise, everything can help balance your hormones and then help you sleep. So sleep is like the number one thing that I'm trying to help women with, because at the end of the day, if you don't get restorative sleep, it's not just getting any sleep, it's restorative sleep. You're going to be screwed up.
Good quality sleep. I mean, that REM cycles, yes.
Yeah, like that 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is when you're having that restorative sleep, where your body is repairing itself.
Right.
And producing, like, not to get too like scientific, but you're not
Please
producing.
do. This is the podcast for it.
Okay.
You're speaking our language, baby.
Yeah, like growth hormone is released during those hours.
Right.
This is something I learned fairly recently, actually, and it's fascinating. The more I'm like studying and learning, it's like, this is amazing. Like you learn about this stuff. It's like, I want to be able to educate women. Like,
well, we all need that.
Yeah. Like
guys, if you want your gains popping, 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Take your ass home from the club and go to sleep.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, if you want to take care of your body, you need that restorative sleep. If you want to function on a daily basis, the only way to do that is get that important sleep, where your body is being able to repair itself. Your cortisol levels can be lowered. Like all your hormones are going to be balanced basically at the end of the day.
Right.
And then you can get up and have a great, productive day.
Fabulous.
Because I know when I don't sleep, I'm not going to have a productive day.
Right.
My mood levels are shitty. I'm not going to get stuff done that I want to get done. I don't feel like working out. So
you just described my experience. I feel like I need to take your course. Yeah, I think you need to take that course. How does the course help women that are experiencing menopause navigate it in a way that is different from anything else that's out there?
So how I start out with women, big factor is mindset. So I think even for me, learning this at the beginning too, it's like just changing your mindset around it. Because as I said, there's so many women that are clueless about it and clueless about anything to do with living like, a kind of healthy lifestyle. So they're starting from like zero. They don't know how to navigate it basically. So I'm starting out by trying to get their minds, in the right, and just also focusing more on themselves and learning that from the beginning, it's like, it's 100% now all about you. You are top priority.
Right.
Because if you want to make those shifts in you and your lifestyle, you've got to get this right
100%.
first. And then the program kind of progresses through learning about, getting your nutrition right, getting your sleep patterns right, and learning about nutrition, how that is going to affect you when you sleep. Just learning about, we know sugars are really bad for you, but how does it affect you in menopause?
Right.
It can really screw you up and screw up your sleep patterns. So just teaching women, like, with their diet, it's super duper important. So I'm taking them through week by week, learning about, food journaling, how does that affect your sleep? How are we looking at your sleep pattern? Are we tracking, when are you getting those hot flashes? How do we link that back to your eating? What did you eat? Movement, get daily movement in every day, because that's going to help you. It's going to help you with your moods. It's going to help you balance your hormones. And everything just seems to have like a knock-on effect.
Everything always does, especially with hormones.
Yeah.
Right? I think we all could learn a little bit. Even if you're not experiencing menopause, I feel like understanding how your hormones work is such a profound experience, because, I had premenopausal women or women that are like in their 30s that have hormonal issues because of their diet, and they're experiencing menopausal symptoms.
Yeah, it can come on early for those
Absolutely, yeah.
unfortunate ladies. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's tough. So the thing is, I want to get ahead of the game with these women. So
Right.
even though my online course is focusing, hey, women 50 plus, if there's women that are already going, I don't know what's going on with me. Like my moods, are like off the charts. What the hell
Right.
is happening? I'm putting on weight. Another huge factor. I want to catch it early and help those women be prepared.
Right.
So it's not just a case of my world is like coming down around me, like I don't know how to cope. Like, how do I get my head above water? It's like start them early. Like, how can you make those lifestyle shifts to prepare you for menopause? And then, just really kind of help them like avoid, all the diseases I talked about. Like, women don't realize like they are so much more prone to heart disease when they go through menopause. And I learned that too. Like it's, cutting down on alcohol, cutting down, your liver can't function in the same way. And like, that's why you put on more weight as well. Your
Right.
liver can't process fats in the same way. You're going to store them. There's so many things that I've learned in the process of building out this program. It's like, I just want to teach women this. I just
That
want
sounds
them,
wonderful.
to be more aware of what is going on inside their body as they're going through these changes or approaching these changes, and just kind of help them just get themselves back to where they once were.
Do you think it's possible to feel and have a normal life
Yeah.
throughout menopause?
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
then
Definitely.
yeah, and it's inevitable, right? This is
Yeah.
going to happen
It's
to
going
every
to happen.
woman.
Yeah, and some women, even going into like their 70s are still experiencing, like I'm working with a woman right now, let's just say she's in her mid-60s.
Okay.
She's still experiencing like
So what
hot
is-
flashes and things like that. So
So
she's
what is the
doing my
timeline
program.
normally? Like when do you start
So-
experiencing it?
Women go into like perimenopause. It can be like in even their mid-40s, and then it really starts to like hit around the average age they say is 51.
Wow.
Where women kind of stop having their menstrual cycle. It could be around 50. It could be early for some women, and then it's like once a year has gone by, you're technically post-menopause.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
kind of like a fine line between like perimenopause, menopause, and post-menopause, right?
Wow. So it's
But
like
the
a 4
symptoms
to 5.
can go on for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's a case of like, how can you best manage them,
Right. And you're spending half of your life in this period, right? Like this is like 50% of your actual life.
Yeah, depending how long you want to live.
Depending on how long you want to live, I guess. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to help women just like live, like this is a new chapter, not a new chapter, but it's the next chapter in your life, right?
Right.
You're hitting midlife, but it shouldn't be downhill. And a lot of women sadly give up and like, all right, I'm just going to accept the way I am. It's like, no, you don't have to. Like you can like live your best life ever,
Right.
Get your sexy back, like come
Fuck
on.
yeah. Just getting started, baby.
Yeah, you can feel, and this is why I feel like I'm like, you have those people that can be like, you say like an old soul. I'm like the extreme opposite. Like I'm like a young spirit, and
Eternally young.
yeah, I'm like,
Spirit,
I'm
yeah.
trying to live my best life for the longest time that I can,
Facts, yeah.
And I'm not, well, let's just say, I'm not super strict with, how I live my life, by no means. But I'm trying to live my best life. So I eat healthy. I still have a glass of wine every single day.
Do you? Because you look
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, thank
I know
you.
You look like you feel good.
Yeah,
inside.
I do.
Does that make sense?
And it's like that's my one little vice. Like
Right.
I don't do anything else, should we say?
Right. Right.
I don't do anything else. I like my glass of wine. I enjoy it. I love cooking. So as I'm cooking, I'm like pouring myself a glass of wine.
Sure.
So the thing is, it's all about a balance, right?
Yeah.
It's about a balance of, how can I be healthy enough to live a long, happy life? I'm like, I want to live till whatever age.
Yeah.
If I can reach 100, I'll be happy. But I want to live those years, like, without disease. I want to be able to still move in my 70s and like still
Yeah.
come to the gym and do me.
Same.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I want to help women kind of realize that you can live a great life after your 50s. Don't sit on your ass on the couch.
You can curse
and
in this podcast.
Oh,
It's
can?
totally fine.
Oh, okay. On your big ass.
Go for it. Yeah.
Fat ass.
Yeah, fat. Well,
In front of the
whatever you wanna do.
TV and think that, this is it, like I'm done.
Right.
It's not. And it's never too late as well. I feel like I want to help women realize that, you know what? Yeah, reach out to me. Let's get you started. Like you don't have to be like, all right, well I'm past it. Like,
Right.
Look at her. Because I've had people say to me, well, you got to remember, some women might feel a little bit intimidated. Here you are, pictures of you in the gym doing your thing, and I'm like, but I just want to be kind of like that role model for people, like, or women rather.
Yeah. I feel
You
like
can, not saying, oh, you can be like me or whatever. It's just like, you don't have to be basically sit on your ass at home.
Right.
Like, come to the gym, start working out. It's never too late,
I don't
and get your diet in check.
Right.
You know.
That's not too much to ask. This is what you get when you follow those rules.
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
that's inspiring. I don't know, man. If you're intimidated by someone's successfully following the rules that get you a better lifestyle, then maybe there's some other things you got to check in with yourself about.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, a lot of it is mindset.
That's right.
And getting over, I mean, we all do it. We all like have all these thoughts going on in our head a lot. Like, I overthink things myself, but I think there's some women that are just swamped with these negative feelings, and that's what I want to help women overcome as well, to actually help them make that, dive into it. Like, all right, I'm going to make the changes, but it has to all start here.
That's right. It's so helpful
Yeah.
that you're doing this. I think about my mom, who quietly has been just handling menopause, and like for a long time, my grandmother, who has felt the effects of menopause as long as I've known her, and have never said anything about it to anyone because she just didn't think anyone would relate to her.
That's the thing.
And it's really important that you're doing this, that you're helping someone, that people have someone to look ahead.
I think
help them
there's,
look ahead.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel like there's so many women just kind of silently suffering, should we say, and really struggling. And I mean, I've read stuff where women have lost their jobs because of it.
Wow.
End up in divorce, relationships ending. Screaming at their kids, having a horrible time in their lives.
Right.
All because of menopause. And it's sad in a way that it's like we're not informed, even at the level of in school, there's sex education, and you learn a little bit at school, but how about teaching us that when you reach your 50s, guess what? You got to deal with menopause, and it's not fun, and it's like, ooh, we can't talk about it. Why? Why can't we talk about it? So that's why I'm like,
I know it's a rhetorical question, but do you think that we're just afraid?
What's that?
Do you think that we're afraid? Men fall off. The testosterone dips 1% every year after 30.
Yeah.
Women experience menopause, and if you're with your life partner for let's say, best case scenario, you've been together for 20 years, and you're both starting to feel that decline, that's obviously going to affect your relationship.
Yeah.
So my last question is, what is your advice for men to be supportive during this time when a woman is experiencing the effects of menopause?
Just being able to, in a scenario of man and wife, if he can see her, acting up a bit, mood swings, anxiety, just being like, tell me what's wrong, And there's a woman actually that I literally ran into on the street one day, and I sometimes run into her in my neighborhood, and she told me, this is a good example, that sometimes she just reaches that point where she said, I sit down at the kitchen table and I will just cry. And my husband just comes up being like, hey, what's wrong? And she's like, I just need a moment. Just leave me. I just need a moment. In a nice way, but then she's been able to tell him what is wrong, and
Right.
she said, I'm just overwhelmed with these feelings of sadness and this anxiety. So my advice is just talk to your wife, talk to your woman, whatever, and just be like, what's going on? You can talk to me. And they might not even know what the hell menopause is, but I think also then it's up to the woman to educate her husband or boyfriend or whatever to say, shifts are going on in my hormones and this is what I'm experiencing. So
Right.
it's important for that communication. And in any relationship anyway, but just to be able to
100%.
communicate about that and help them understand sometimes. Yeah, I just want to sit at the kitchen table and have a good ass cry and feed my face with donuts or whatever.
Well, whatever you
because
gotta
I
do,
need
baby.
to.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that advice is good for everybody. I mean, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A good cry.
Yeah.
I'm working on it myself. I'm working
Yeah.
on trying to.
Yeah.
I haven't cried in a very long time.
Yeah.
And
It,
people,
it happens. Sometimes it's good to get that
Yeah, it
get
sounds
all
wonderful.
Out, you know,
It sounds
have
like
to.
it's great.
Because we all, especially I feel like New York City, you're expected to
Oh,
have
yeah.
your guard up all the time. And my mum always said, like when I go home, she says to me sometimes, "Oh, you're so New York," and
How
she'll
so?
laugh because sometimes I'm just, and I'm like, I have a very like soft, nurturing side to me. But I think my mum sees me as being this very strong sort of New York attitude now, which
Okay.
I'm not. I don't feel I am.
I don't think so. I've been
But
here my whole life, and
it's
you're
hardened
like
me.
the sweetest person in the
Like,
world.
it's hardened me. I've learned a lot, but I still, and there's times where I have my guard up, but I'm always going to be that person that is just, I'm just like, let's just say a gentle soul.
Well, I
But
agree. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for
This
having
is
me.
such important information for people.
Yeah.
If you want to spend the rest of your life,
Yeah.
being healthy, I think this is so valid. I've learned a lot today. That's why I invited you on. And just thank you for
Yeah.
your time. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you
And I look forward to
too.
seeing you on the gym floor.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just word out there to ladies, like my program's 12 weeks and be signing people up soon.
Sign up.
And-
You're going to need this information.
Rhiannon Cole's coaching.
Oh, nice. Congratulations again. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
proud of you. Well,
Cheers.
that does it for us at the Independent Trainer Podcast. I'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Peace. Cheers.